You don't have a motivation problem. You have a control problem because deep down, you know what to do. You just don't do it. And that's the part that hurts the most. You wake up with plans. This time I'll focus. This time I won't waste my day. But somehow it slips. You check your phone for just a minute, and suddenly an hour is gone. You say you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow feels exactly like today. And slowly, something heavy starts building inside you. Frustration, guilt, that quiet voice saying, "Why can't I just control myself?" You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're just undisciplined, and no one really teaches you how to fix that. Promise. But here's the truth. You can change this, not with motivation, not with hype, but with something stronger, something quieter, discipline. And once you build it, your whole life starts to shift. Discipline isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It's quiet. It's boring. And that's why most people avoid it. But here's what most people don't realize. Discipline is freedom, not restriction. Freedom. Because when you control your mind stops controlling you. Think about this. There was a time you said, "I'll stop overthinking." But then your brain kept running, thinking about things that didn't even matter, conversations that already ended, problems that don't exist yet. And you couldn't stop it. That's what lack of discipline feels like, not just in actions, but in thoughts. Let's say there's a guy. He wants to wake up early, set alarms, makes plans. Night comes. He says, "Tomorrow I'll wake at 6. Alarm rings. He opens his eyes, feels tired, and then says, "Just 10 more minutes." You already know what happens next. He wakes up at 9, and now the whole day feels off. He blames his sleep, his energy, his mood. But the real problem wasn't sleep. It was that one moment, that one choice, when he let his mind win. But here's where things change. Discipline isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about winning that one moment, that one decision. When your mind says no, and you still say yes, most people wait to feel like doing something. Disciplined people, they act even when they don't feel like it. That's the difference. Simple, but powerful. You don't feel like working out. Do it anyway. You don't feel like studying? Start anyway. You don't feel like getting up? Oh, get up anyway. Because every time you act against that lazy voice, you weaken it. And every time you obey it, you feed it. Small pause. And this is where people get it wrong. They think discipline is about being hard on yourself. It's not. It's about being honest with yourself, because deep down, you know when you're lying. "I'll do it later. I'll start next week. I just need the right mood." No, that's not truth. That's escape. Mini story 2. Imagine you're sitting with your phone. You plan to study, but instead, you scroll video after video. And inside, you feel it, that small discomfort, that voice saying, "You shouldn't be doing this," but you ignore it. You scroll more, not because you enjoy it, but because it's easier than facing that feeling. That's the moment discipline is built. Not in big actions, but in small choices. Because the more you ignore that voice, the quieter it gets. Until one day, you don't even hear it anymore. And that's dangerous. But here's the truth most people don't realize. You don't need more motivation. You need fewer excuses. Discipline starts when excuses end. Let's talk about something real. Consistency. Everyone talks about it. Very few actually live it, because consistency is boring. It's doing the same thing again and again, without instant results. You go to the gym. Nothing changes in a week. You try to focus. Your mind still wanders. You try to improve, but life still feels messy. And you think, what's the point? But here's the truth. Results are slow, but change is happening. Quietly, inside you. Every time you choose discipline, you're becoming someone new. Not in one big moment, but in small, repeated actions. And listen, this part might hit you hard. Your life right now is a result of what you do daily. Not what you want, not what you plan, but what you actually do every single day. If you don't like your life, don't just change your goals, change your habits, because your habits are your future. Small pause. And here's something deeper. Discipline isn't just about action, it's about identity. When you say, I'm trying to be disciplined, you're still unsure. But when you say, I am disciplined, everything shifts, because now you don't ask, do I feel like it? You ask, what does a disciplined person do right now? And then you do that. Simple. Mini story 3. There's someone who decides to change, not overnight, not with big promises, but with small rules. Wake up when alarm rings, no phone in the morning, work for 30 minutes without distraction. At first, it feels hard, uncomfortable, almost painful. But they keep going, not perfectly, but consistently. Days pass, then weeks, and something strange happens. It gets easier, not because life got easier, but because they got stronger. That's discipline, not forcing yourself forever, but training yourself until it becomes natural. And yes, you will fail. You will have bad days. You will slip. That's part of it. But disciplined people don't quit when they fail. They return quickly, without drama, without excuses, because one bad day doesn't destroy your progress. But one bad mindset can. So don't say, I messed up, so it's over. Say, I slipped, now I'm back. That's power. Small, impactful line. Control your mind, or it will control you. Let's go deeper. Your mind wants comfort, always easy food, easy entertainment, easy life. But growth? Growth is uncomfortable. It asks you to do hard things, to stay when you want to leave, to start when you want to delay, to push when you want to quit. That's why discipline feels hard, because it goes against comfort. But here's the twist. Comfort is what's making your life harder. Think about it. Avoiding work makes stress worse. Avoiding effort makes you weaker. Avoiding discipline makes life chaotic. So what feels easy now becomes hard later. And what feels hard now becomes easy later. That's the trade. Always. Small pause. And once you understand this, you stop chasing easy. You start choosing right. Discipline is choosing what's right, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching, even when you don't feel like it. Because you're not doing it for today. You're doing it for who you're becoming. And slowly, you start noticing changes. You think clearer. You act faster. You doubt less. You feel stronger, not because life changed, but because you did. One day, you wake up and things feel different. Not perfect, but peaceful. Your mind is quieter. Your actions are sharper. You don't fight yourself as much. And for the first time, you feel in control. Not of everything, but of yourself. And that's enough. That's more than enough. Because when you control yourself, you can handle anything. Stress, failure, pressure, even pain. You stop reacting and start choosing. You stop drifting and start leading. You stop being weak and start becoming strong. And it all started with discipline, not loud, not dramatic, just quiet decisions made every day. So start small, start today, not tomorrow, not next week, now. One decision, one action, one moment of control. That's all it takes. If this spoke to you, if something inside you clicked, consider subscribing. Because this journey, you don't have to walk it alone.